Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with our friend and colleague, Miss Robin Shimizu, because it's time for Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends. And we just want you to relax, sit back, enjoy the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. All of you who are watching live and on the replay, we look forward to you enjoying today's conversation. Good morning, Robin. How's it going?
I'm very warm this morning, Terralina.
Oh, okay.
We
Well,
had our air conditioning on all night last night.
uh-huh.
It's
Huh.
been warm in Sacramento.
Yes, it has. It's supposed to be
So
106 sometime this week. So I think many parts of the country are experiencing quite a bit of heat.
it's true. It's true. And I hope people go back and look at our program that we talked about hydration and how to stay cool in the heat. We did that a couple of weeks ago. So that was a good one for this week, anyway, huh?
Yes, indeedy.
So today we have Dr. LaWanna Parker with us, and she
Uh-huh.
is our journaling coach. And so I thought I would just go over quickly the 10 benefits of expressive writing through journaling, just to kind of set her up because she's going to teach us more about how to build our confidence through journaling. So there's 10 benefits that I found this article, and it's really quite well, it was quite eye-opening for me anyway. The first benefit of journaling, they talk about journaling can help you heal current and past hurts.
Oh.
So studies have shown that journaling may help you heal in the long and short term. Writing your thoughts down may help reduce stress and improve your mood, and putting your experiences into words may help you organize your thoughts and feelings and get clarity over your experience rather than
Mm.
leaving the thoughts in your mind or ignoring them.
Oh.
Yeah, so it can help in that way, and that could help all of us, couldn't it?
Yes.
The second one was you can increase your emotional intelligence through journaling. And they say a potential way to feel the immediate benefit of getting in touch with the depth of your emotions is to write it down, what you feel, and seeing those emotions on the page tangibly in front of you will help you sort things out.
Uh-huh.
The third one was journaling can help you achieve your goals.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Many people set goals for themselves. Sometimes you have to hear other people say life can get in the way of these goals. Being busy can also seem like you don't have time to follow your dreams. But if you write them down, it increases your chances of meeting them. Um, Journaling can remind you of the importance of your goals.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Journaling can help improve your memory.
Oh.
Now, that's a good one, too. We're always trying to keep our brain healthy, right? And to improve our memory.
Yes.
um, Studies have shown that often it's easier to remember something that you write it down. So that's part of the memory part. Your brain remembers the curvature of the letters, the color of the ink you used, the flaws in
Oh.
the paper you wrote upon, and the subject. And these details come together to help you better remember what you had written down. So one of the things that I've been doing more lately is writing lists, even just writing things down that I have to remember, right?
Yes.
In a notebook or something like that. Okay, journaling can help you improve your vocabulary.
Hmm.
Over time, you will grow tired of using the same words to express yourself in your journal, and you may want to diversify your journal entries by looking up synonyms for the words you most often use. In doing so, journaling is adding words to your lexicon. These words
Mm-hmm.
can be used in your diary entries and everyday speech. Number 7 is journaling can increase your intelligence.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, I like that. And number 8 is journaling can strengthen your self-discipline and routine. Hmm, I need some discipline in that area. The ninth one is journaling can improve your self-confidence, which is what LaWanna is going to talk to us about today.
How about that?
Yeah, journaling may also improve your self-confidence and self-love. When you
Mm,
chronicle some of your more positive experiences, rereading the entry allows you to relive them and practice gratitude. A
mm,
gratitude journal may improve your mood and may help you see positive qualities in yourself and the world around you and those that you love. And the 10th one was journaling can increase the levels of creativity.
oh, okay.
So those are the 10 benefits that I found for journaling. And so I need to start journaling. I tell Lamana that every time she's on the show, I'm going to start journaling.
Don't we say that all the time? Oh my goodness.
And I start and I stop and I start and I stop, you know. So um, I think I need to pick up the pen and start journaling. I'm going to commit to LaWanna today.
Okay.
So should we bring her on and see what she has for us?
Absolutely. Here we go. Hello, Dr. Parker. How are you? Let me
Fabulous, although a little warm.
a little you're a little warm too?
Yes, I am proving to myself that I can still handle the heat, even at my age,
Oh,
because I
okay.
refuse to spend all that money they're asking to replace my air conditioning unit.
Oh my goodness.
So the good thing is it has made me drink more water. You
Mm-hmm.
would love that. You're always on my case about that.
Yes.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
This is good that you're gonna be drinking more water. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so
So,
go ahead, Dr. Parker. I'm gonna put you in the front.
no, I was just going to compliment Robin on that list that she found, the 10 benefits of journaling. And those are all things I've spoken about over the times that I have come here. And so it's great that she found some evidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Well, today I
yeah.
have
Hmm.
5 tips about how journaling or even creative writing can help boost your confidence. And I just want to say, Robin, you don't have to journal every single day. You don't have to journal about everything. Just something when you feel like it, when it hits you that you want to remember something, good or bad, jot it down. Hopefully you'll jot down more of the good things because on those down days you can go and read those good things to help lift your mood. Mhm.
Mm, okay.
Yes. Well, my
Yeah.
mood's been needing lifting lately, so I'm going to start journaling. Yeah. I
It
have a
is a tremendous help. It really is.
this is my journaling book, Lawana. This is yours for me.
Well, congratulations. You've got a big one there. You can put lots of information in there and just start sharing things. I heard a speech last night about a woman who shared about her grandson who was born with half a heart. And
Mm,
I thought, oh, this is going to be a really bad story.
mm-hmm.
And then she told about the things that over the years they went through because the doctor suggested that they should abort the baby. And they said, no, they weren't going to do that. So he came into the world having to have heart surgery within days of being born. And for years, that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Go through different heart things. And every 3 months or so, he had to go in for these checkups to make sure everything was going fine. And at 15, he had to have a heart transplant.
Mm.
And they put him on the list that Monday. And that Saturday, they were lucky to have a match for him. And as of right now, that was in May. As of right now, he's doing absolutely fabulous. And they attribute it to the fact that the family just loved this little boy. They didn't treat him like he was different, but they
Hmm.
made sure he knew that he was loved. And it was such a touching story. It just brought back memories, memories of losing my son. It brought back memories of when I got my grandson who was born premature, and they had all these tubes attached to him because he was underweight, and how hard I was praying for him because I knew when I walked in that and saw him, I knew I would be raising him. I knew that he was going to be my son, and as I shared that with the group last night, that I felt that he was a gift from my son.
Ah.
That because a few weeks after my son died, and I was sitting at work one day, and I had this voice come into my head asking me, why was I so sad that he was in a better place and
Mm.
I was going to be blessed? And so when I got my grandson, I remembered that in my head, and I thought, this is a blessing he must have been referring to. And that my grandson has been a blessing. And
Oh,
I'm happy to
good.
say he's 31 years old, married, got 2 kids. So he has truly been a blessing in my life, a gift from God and from my son. So,
That is
um,
wonderful.
yeah. So anyway, I'm not trying to preach to anyone, but I just don't understand when people deny that there is a God.
Mm.
You know, things that I've seen and experienced in my life just tells me that He is definitely there. So
Mhm.
anyway, let me get off on my bullhorn because I can talk all day about this subject. I love speaking about spiritual things,
Mhm.
almost well more than politics. That's another one that I can get in trouble with.
We won't go down that rabbit
No, we'll stay away from that one.
hole.
Anyway, let's get back to how journaling and creative writing can help build your confidence.
Okay.
Now, there are five that I want to share with you today. There's more, but these are five that I thought were pretty relevant.
Hmm.
The first one is self-expression and self-discovery. The other one, second one is overcoming fears and doubts. Number three is celebrating achievements and progress, as you mentioned earlier. Four is building communication skills. And five, empowerment through storytelling. So let's talk about the first one, self expression and self discovery. When you start writing, at first it's kind of scary because you're really putting yourself out there, even when you're only writing for your own benefit, have no plans to show it to anyone else. There's something about putting your emotions down and knowing that these are things that you're really feeling in your heart that maybe you would never share with anyone else. Uh, when I started doing the blogging, that 31 days of blogging that I did, I took that challenge before I even read what the questions were going to be. And some of them were deeply personal, some were funny, some were just entertaining, and some were sharing memories and things. But as I was writing those things on my blog, knowing that anyone could come along and read them, I felt kind of funny, kind of stupid, in fact, because I thought I'm putting my emotions, my feelings out here.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing of it is that it helped me because then I started learning to share more of myself.
Mm.
And I learned how to, I don't know if you ever look at my Facebook, messages, but sometimes I will put on there, I love you, just to the
Mhm.
people in general. A few years ago, you couldn't have paid me to say something like that publicly to anybody, especially people I don't even know.
Mhm.
But when I wrote it, I felt the need to let people know how I feel about them because I
Mhm.
truly do love people. You know, I don't have enemies that I know of. Okay. I I I love people. I love the differences of all of us. And as I shared with someone one time, the great thing about being being in this world, and especially in America, this melting pot of all the cultures and things that we have, is that we're like a beautiful garden of flowers. By ourselves, yes, we're beautiful, but together, we're even more beautiful and magnificent. And so that's how I see us. And I treat people that way. I just love people, and that's how I have always been, even as a child. So when you are writing, you're engaging people,
Mhm.
and you're getting them to recognize that, hey, somebody else is going through what I went through, or feels about this as I do. Um, I don't look for negative things to talk about, but I do
Yes.
share sometimes that I'm not feeling so hot today. You know, you do learn to be more self-expressive, and as you become more self-expressive, you start discovering more things about yourself. And I have to tell you, I like myself a whole lot more today than I did 10 years ago.
Mhm.
So, number two is overcoming fears and doubts. Yes, definitely that works. Uh, when I started my blog, and I didn't think anything about it, I was writing these things and didn't realize the number of errors I made in my writing. And I'm glad I didn't. I was just happy to be writing. But I'm glad I wasn't paying attention to that at that particular time, because if I had, I probably would have stopped. I
Mm.
might not have gone any further. I probably would have looked at it and go, "Oh God, I'm an awful writer. I shouldn't be doing this because people are going to be laughing about the errors I've made, the omission of words, some misspellings." It was really an eye opener
Mm.
when I put the blogging book together, and I had to edit it and proofread to find so many different errors in there. But that's okay, because we're allowed when we're first starting out to make mistakes and all kinds of errors. How else are we going to learn? The good thing is that I feel comfortable writing about things now. And in fact, I have actually started writing a romance story,
Oh, okay.
something I've been wanting to do for years. So I've started that. I can't finish it yet because I have to finish this other book I had started. I'm doing a book on unlocking your inner powers. And so when I finish that, then I will get busy on finishing the love story. But at least I've started it. I got
Mhm.
about 8 or 9 pages done. So those are some of the things that you overcome, because I doubted my ability to write a romance story. I still don't know, but at least I'm going to try. I won't find
Okay.
out until I actually try. So that's where the journaling and the creative writing helps you. And then number three, celebrating achievements and progress. When you're writing down the things that you've accomplished, you begin to see progress in your life. Uh, People use journaling for setting goals, to help keep them motivated.
Mhm.
And it's a good way to keep track of what's happening with the things you're working on in your life. Because as you're commenting on them, and you can see where you made maybe a mistake here, but you can improve on it the next time when you do it. you've got a record. You have something that you can show to yourself and go, you know what? I did a better job than I thought I could. I made a few errors, but hey, nothing that I can't correct the next time I do this. So it's wonderful to have that record of the things that you've done right, the things, the errors that you've made, the things that you have accomplished in life. You
Mm,
know, I'm betting that each one of you have accomplished so many things that you've forgotten about.
that's true.
You think about it?
Yeah.
I was
That's
thinking of the other day, what I should do is go in 10-year segments of my life. What I remember from 0 to 10.
oh, okay.
And what did I accomplish during that time? And just do them in 10-year segments to see if I can remember some things because we forget as time passes, we forget they become less important to us.
You
But
really do.
they do, they become less important. But then when you think back and you realize, wait a minute, that was a bigger deal than I realized. I was only this age and I did this. And so we need to be reminded of the things that we have accomplished in life, the progress that we made because we beat up on ourselves so much, we just forget. So,
Mm,
number three is celebrating your achievements and your progress. I think it's a great thing to keep track of that. And especially for your family that comes after you, they can look back and say, oh, grandma, great grandma, this is what she did. I still keep thinking about my grandfather. I didn't get to know him that long. That last time we were with him for about a year when my grandmother was dying of cancer. And that was the only time that I really got to spend with him. But I was about 8 years old.
mm-hmm.
So I wasn't thinking about asking questions. I just remember some of the things that he would say to me. And this one has never left me. Others have come and gone, but I've never forgotten that he told me to learn to read, learn to write, and learn to do arithmetic. Because if I could read, I could teach myself anything I needed to know. I could
Mm-hmm.
write, I could sign my own name and not put an X on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could do arithmetic, I could manage my own money rather than trusting somebody else to do it for me.
Now that was wisdom.
Those are the three things that I have. It has stayed with me all these years. And I was about 8 when he told me that. And when we left, I remember crying so hard and telling him I was going to come back. Unfortunately, he passed away in about 6 months after my grandmother passed. And so I never got to see him again.
Mhm.
But there's so much wisdom and knowledge that he had that I would love to have today,
Mhm.
that I could pass on to my children. Okay, number four is building communication skills. We all can talk, and sometimes we can get a little long winded and say a lot of things, but it doesn't always flow the way we want it to. So we get the message across. And being a leader is extremely important. You need to be able to get your message across, your vision. And if you're a good leader and you're good at communicating, you have everyone thinking that it's their idea. And when it's done, if you're a good leader, you're going to let them continue to think it's their idea because it works better that
Mhm.
way than trying to claim all the credit for, oh, this was my idea and I got them to work on it. Now, how does that sound?
Sounds pretty typical, but okay.
So, when you write on a regular basis, you begin to sharpen your communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
And as Robin was saying earlier, you get tired of using the same words over and over to say pretty much the same thing. So you start looking for other words. And I have to tell you, reading was one of the things that really helped me when I came into the world, as I put it, when when I left the projects to go out on my own and had to take tests. Oh my God, those tests scared me so bad. I didn't like taking tests in school. Now I got to
Mhm.
take a test to get a job. But thankfully, because of the reading, I was always able to pass the English part of it, where they
Mhm.
would ask you give you these four things and say which of these is what this sentence is saying. And oh my God, it was a mess. In fact, I think the phone company must have thought I'm irritable or something because they gave me that test 3 times.
Mhm. Mhm.
But at the end of the day, they said, "You're hired." That's all that counts. So anyway, when we start writing, we begin to get a little more comfortable with expressing ourselves, whether it's speaking or in writing. And as speakers, as people who should be speaking, I
Mhm.
won't say any names. Uh, you should be more comfortable with being able to use different words. Uh, I had to, I had asked Chat to help me with a speech that I was writing, and it put some words in there that didn't fit my personality. And so I had to go in there and take those out because I thought no one has ever heard me speak this way. They'll think something's wrong with me. So
Yes.
let's get a more normal word to fit in
Yes.
there. Yeah, but it was a great help as far as helping me to write it.
Mhm.
But I had to recognize that I still had to put myself in there. And
Yes.
I know there are people who are using ChatGPT. It's a nice tool to use, but remember, you have to put yourself in there. Speaking of ChatGPT, I have to say this real quick. I asked it a question. I said, what if someone asked you to write something and then you published it? Should we say that we had you write it for us? And it said, well, it would be plagiarism if you didn't. So you should give
Okay. You need to put your own flavor on things.
exactly. So I love talking to that thing. I always thank it after it does something for me, and it's very kind to say, "Oh, you're welcome. Is there anything else that you would like me to do for you?"
How pleasant.
It really is. And I started calling mine Faith. I asked if it was okay, and it said, "Well, I am an AI, and I don't have emotional feelings. But if you would like to call me Faith, that's okay."
There you go.
So even it recognizes things. Okay, so let's talk about the fifth one, which is empowerment through storytelling, which is one of my favorite things. I love stories. I absolutely love stories. And I live through stories sometimes. I had a friend ask, "Don't you get tired of being at home?" This is during COVID. Doesn't it bug you to be at home all the time? You can't go any place. You used to be so active and going places. And I explained to them I was active and going places because those are the things I felt I needed to do. But
Mhm.
I have never, ever felt alone when I'm by myself or isolated as we were. As long as I've got a book, I
Mhm.
am absolutely fine because I can live in that book. I become
Mhm.
the main character. Everything that character is going through, I'm going through. That's
Oh.
why I tell people I have had more husbands than Elizabeth Taylor. I lived in more exotic worlds than any. It's fabulous, but that's me. That for
Mhm.
me, stories are they just make the world go around. And the message that you want to pass on to someone is much better if you can share it through a story because the
Mhm.
meaning comes across better.
Mhm.
Uh, I could sit here and talk about, oh, I felt terrible about writing. I Because I didn't know how. I didn't take that up. I didn't go to college to take writing. I didn't even go to night school to take writing. So I really felt bad about writing. Well, okay, fine. How stupid of you. But on the other hand, if I was to tell you, I put off writing because I made the mistake of sharing some writing with my sister. Actually, I didn't share it. She found it and decided she would go and share it with some of her friends. Well, some of her friends happened to be kids that were my age in my class. She was a year behind me. And everybody thought it was just really funny because I talked about this boy who I had a crush on, who did not have a crush on me, did, never even looked in my direction. With some other personal stuff that I put in there, and she shared it. That was the catalyst that stopped me from writing.
Mhm.
Later, it became the excuse because an adult, I should have known better. I should have realized, okay, that happened all those years ago. You were kids. Get over it. Let's do what you really want to do. But I held on to that and came up with all these other excuses for not doing it. And they were all in my head.
Mhm.
Yeah, true. I didn't go to school to learn to write, but hey, my grandfather didn't go to school to learn how to become a farmer, but he did.
Mhm.
So I held on to excuses out of fear, out
Mhm.
of doubt, out of lack of confidence in myself. Anything that would protect me from having people laugh at what I did. And as I like to say, that voice got into me and said, I've had enough. I want to write, and you are going to do this no matter what. We are starting to write. And that's what got me started because I chose to this time to listen to the voice that wanted to write and to do the thing that I really wanted to do. Now that sounds better than me just talking about how I didn't do.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
you have an idea of what held me back. And maybe some of that is what's holding you back. Maybe you can identify with some of what I was going through and say, you know what? I'm letting these things stop me too. If she can do it at her age, I can go ahead and do it too. So that's why stories are great to share with people because people get the understanding and the meaning much better when you do a story.
Mhm.
Well, I shared these 5 ways of that you can gain confidence. We talked about self expression and self discovery, overcoming fears and doubts, celebrating achievements and progress. We spoke about building communication skills and the empowerment through storytelling. These are just 5 of the ways. There are many, many more ways that you can become more confident when you start writing. But I hope that this will help you in some way to pick up a pen or look at that keyboard and start typing and get your story out there. Even if it's only to write a letter to that little girl in the past or the woman in the future to share your thoughts and feelings. But more importantly, someone needs to hear your story, and you are the only one who can tell that story.
Mhm. Wow.
That
Wow.
was that was a fabulous presentation, LaWanna. I learned a lot about you.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really like that. Sometimes I get stuck like, what am I going to write about? I mean, but I did like your suggestion. What do I remember from 0 to 10? That
Mm-hmm.
was a good one because we don't ask ourselves those
No.
questions. And
No,
I can
we
ask
don't.
my teachers those questions and start a conversation and stuff. That's really great.
Hmm. In fact, I, I have decided, And this is another way that you can keep a record too. I decided that because there's so much, and I have so much other things that I want to do, that I'm just going to videotape my story,
Mm,
starting from as far back as I can remember, so that I can give it to my children. And if they want to have it transcribed into and put it in a book, that's okay. Or later on, maybe I would do it. But I want to give them something now rather than waiting for me, because you know how things interrupt you all the time. You start out doing something and then you get interrupted, and before you know it, one thing after another. And that's sitting way back here, forgotten.
mhm.
So yeah, I think that's another way, especially for those of us of my age. We have so many years to record. It's better to just sit before your camera and just start talking.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Wow, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's more likely to get done in my realm through video than it is through writing. So
Mm-hmm.
you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense to just do a video recording, and then they can see your expression, they can feel your intonation. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
They'll do a vlog, video vlog. Is that what they call it? A
Well, in this case, you're doing a video journal
video
because
journal.
you're sharing about you, things that have happened to you. Now,
Right.
you don't have to get too personal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the relevant things, the important things.
Yes, makes sense.
Hmm.
That's a beautiful thing. Wow. I didn't realize that journaling could do all of these things, but it does make sense.
There's
So,
so much more. I could probably talk for a day and still not reach all the things that journaling can do for you. There's really so much, and nowadays people they create journals for just taking notes on when they're traveling, the things they want to remember.
mm,
I have one of my clients is going to be going to Greece, and I forget some of the other places she was telling me about. So I told her, I said, "Well, take a journal with you." And she said, "Well, I'll probably be having too much fun to doing journal." I said, "I'm not asking you to journal. Just jot down some things that you don't want to forget, something that will remind you. So when you get home, you can create that whole trip all over by writing about it, and then you can share it." Because there are people like me. I'm not going to get on a cruise ship, and I'm not interested in getting on an airplane. So I'm never going to see those other countries, but I can read about them, and my imagination will do the rest. It'll put me right there in the places that they're talking about.
Yeah.
wow, I never thought about that.
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, there's all kinds of journals these days. You can prayer journals, travel journals, gratitude journals. That's just a handful. Motivational journal. Me, I just write everything in the same book. I don't have time to keep track of all these different books. So everything goes in the same one. But there are people who are very organized and they like to keep those things separate. Or maybe they only want to have a journal where they write their prayer requests or people who have asked them to pray for them or any other type of thing. And that's all they want to do. Well, that's
Mhm.
okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, Dr. Parker, let me ask you this. You have a blog, and let me see if I can pull it up, share my screen, and let's go over here and show this one. This is Dr. Parker's blog, Speak, Read, Write.
Mm.
And so we
Uh,
want you to go over and be a part of her blog, follow her blog. And in addition to that, let me stop sharing that and see if I can present something different. Hold on, guys.
mhm.
You have to come out and go into these different ones. Also, I want you to be aware that Dr. Parker has a book on Amazon called My Blogging Journey. Did I get that
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes, uh-huh.
Yes. So you can get a hold to that, guys, through Amazon. And we want you to make sure that you follow her on her blog as well. Dr. Parker, is there something else you want to share with us?
Well, just that I do have a free Crafting Your Legacy 20, uh, and my mind just went blank. You see there? I need to work on my memory more. But anyways, Crafting Your Legacy, and it has some tips in there, 20 tips for people who want to share their stories.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let me go
And
back.
it's free. There's no charge for that. It's free.
Okay, so hold on. Let's see if I can find that. Hold on. All right. Let me see if I can find that to share. I don't know. Okay, I can't find that quite to share. But if you'd like to be a part of that, what can they do?
They can either email me or I will send you the link over and you can put it in Facebook so
Okay.
that people can I can sign up for it.
Okay.
Uh, it's just some easy tips for helping you if you want to get into writing. Suggestions on ways that you can start, things to help keep you motivated and going. Really interesting.
Okay. Now,
So
where do they
when is
email?
that, Lawana, crafting your legacy?
It's out now. And it's out now. All you have to do is click on that link, and it'll take you to the download for the book.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
All right. So, Dr. Parker, what is your email that you want
Have it.
to
Yeah,
contact?
have them email me at ask@gmail. I'm sorry, ask at LaWanna
Okay.
dot info. Gotta keep these emails straight here.
Ask at LaWanna.
Ask at lawana.info.
Right.
Okay.
And we do still have our Monday evening writing circle. So if you're interested in writing, come out and join us. We meet at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8:30, and all you have to do is again email me or DM me on Facebook, and I'll send you the link to join the group.
Okay. I
Okay.
didn't know that was still going.
Oh yes, yeah, yes, we're still hanging in there. It's going on 2 years now, I believe.
Well,
Gotta stop and think about
congratulations.
it. Yeah, thank you.
So, guys, that's how you can get in contact with Dr. Parker. Dr. Parker, we want to thank you. You just always bring such joy and uh, just the whole thing of thinking about journaling. And I think about, there are a lot of things in the family that the kids, my grandkids probably don't know that their great grandmother testified before Congress. They're just some things that I ought to share that I never think to share, you know,
You should. You
because for me, it
should.
was just mommy. It was part of her
Mhm.
job. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but it is groundbreaking and it is significant.
My kids still can't believe that I've been around long enough that I use chamber pots in our house. You
You
had
know what I'm saying?
kerosene lamps for lights, took baths in the kitchen by the stove,
In in a
in a
tin tub.
tub,
Yeah, all of that. And yeah,
prime water in the pump.
exactly. So I think that is interesting because they've never seen us in those environments,
Mhm,
so
mhm.
I guess we should be sharing those things. Oh my goodness, because they make us who we are today.
Yes, they
Well,
do.
thank you, Dr. Parker. Uh, Robin, what else did you want to share about today's conversation?
Oh, I just wanted to thank Lawana for coming again because we're not going to get to see her for another month or so. She's
Oh
not speaking
my.
for another month or so. And I'm going to, because I'm looking for ways of getting out of my funk, I am going to commit to you, LaWanna, that I'm going to start journaling today. And every time I think about it, I'm going to journal. Not every day.
Not everything. Let's not get personal, but let's get.
But I'm going to, because I got to do something, get off my tush and start doing something positive. So this was helpful to me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Who do we have next week?
Next week we have Maureen Stevenson.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what she's going to bring for us. She has a huge repertoire of things that she offers. And so we'll look forward to seeing Maureen next week.
All right, guys. I want to thank you again. I want to thank everybody for their time. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll be talking tech in a way that's easy to understand so that you can take the hassle out of your hustle. And if you're looking to be a part of BizChicks, we would encourage you to connect with us over at bizchicks.net, or you can join BizChicks by texting biz to 33777. And with that, we want to remind you, it's okay to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.